Welcome back to a special deep dive session. Today, we are tackling the engine check light of the HVAC world, low suction pressure. As a technician, when you hook up your manifold gauge to the suction thick pipe and see the needle sitting below the normal range, for example, below 60 psi for R22 or below 110 psi for R410A, you know something is wrong. But low gas is not always the answer. Today, we will spend the next 15 minutes analyzing the thermodynamics, the mechanics, and the troubleshooting of low suction pressure. Let's get started. What is suction pressure? Before we fix it, we must define it. Suction pressure is the pressure of the refrigerant as it enters the compressor from the evaporator. In a healthy system, the suction pressure corresponds to the saturated evaporating temperature. This temperature must be lower than the room air so that heat can move from your room into the refrigerant. If this pressure drops too low, the evaporator coil temperature drops below freezing, 0 degrees Celsius, moisture turns to ice, and your cooling capacity vanishes. The big four causes. 1. Airflow issues, the most common cause. If the air cannot pass over the evaporator coils, the refrigerant cannot pick up heat. If there is no heat to pick up, the refrigerant remains a cold liquid-gas mix, and the pressure stays low. Dirty air filters, the #1 killer of suction pressure. Dirty evaporator coils. Dust acts as insulation. Blower motor failure. If the fan isn't spinning at the right RPM, the pressure drops. 2. Refrigerant undercharge, the gas leak. This is the obvious one. If there isn't enough refrigerant in the system, there isn't enough mass to create pressure. The symptom: you will see bubbles in the sight glass, if available, and high superheat readings. The compressor might also start to run hot because it relies on cool suction gas to stay chilled. 3. Metering device restriction, the blockage. If your capillary tube or TXV, thermal expansion valve, is partially clogged or stuck closed, it starves the evaporator. The diagnostic secret: if you have low suction pressure but high head pressure on the discharge side, you likely have a restriction, not a leak. 4. Low ambient temperatures. If it's 15 degrees Celsius outside and you turn on the AC, the head pressure will be very low. Because the high side and low side are linked, the suction pressure will also naturally drop. This is why we use fan speed controllers for low ambient cooling. The danger of low pressure. Why should we care? Compressor. Burnout. The compressor motor is cooled by the returning suction gas. Low pressure often means low density, which leads to the motor overheating. Oil return issues. Low pressure means low refrigerant velocity. If the gas isn't moving fast enough, it cannot carry the oil back to the compressor, leading to mechanical friction and failure. Icing. As we discussed, low pressure leads to ice, which can cause liquid slugging, where liquid refrigerant enters the compressor and breaks the valves. How to troubleshoot. Like a pro. Follow this checklist every time. Clean everything first. Never check gas levels on a dirty AC. Clean the filters and coils. Check the fan. Ensure the indoor blower is moving enough air. Check superheat. If suction pressure is low and superheat is high, it's a leak. If superheat is low/normal, it's an airflow issue. Inspect the liquid line. Look for frost on the capillary tube. That's a sign of a blockage. Conclusion: low suction pressure is a puzzle. Don't just reach for the gas cylinder immediately. Be an engineer, not just a filler. Analyze the airflow, check the restrictions, and then make your move. Subscribe to HVAC Official channel for more.